Hello and welcome to English News of Binh Phuoc Radio, television stations and newspaper. We have top story today. Series 3 of Provincial Party Committee was in Đông Phuoc district. Binh Phuoc processes of improving competitiveness. Cabinet meeting looks into major transport project. Youth Month 2022 promotes creative spirits among young people. Ladies and gentlemen, Secretaries of Binh Phuoc Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Mạnh Cường and representatives of leaders of the Provincial People's Committee and Provincial Department recently held a working sessions with the standing parts of the Đông Phuoc District Party Committee on the implementation of the task in the first 2 months of 2022.
In the first 2 months of the year, despite being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, the economy of Đông Phuoc district still developed stably. Total budget collections were estimated at over 92 billion dong, or nearly 25% of the plan assigned by the province. Đông Phuoc has completed a dossier for submission to the government on being recognized as having reached new rural area standards and recognizing that Tân Lập commune has met the new enhanced rural area standards. Đông Phuoc district has also proposed the consideration be given to organizing an auction of 100 hectares of land in Tân Tiến commune, adjusting the direction of the main road connecting Nam Đông Phuoc Industrial Park with road DT 741, speeding up the Đông Phuoc Bình Xương Road project and commencing the Đông Phuoc Trơn Thành Road project. The provincial delegation also visited and inspected key projects and high-tech agricultural projects in Đông Phuoc district. It also paid a visit to a production and business model of the Thanh Phuong Agricultural Production and Street Service Cooperative.
The Binh Phuoc Provincial People Committee had assigned the Department of Planning and Investment to advise on completing 2 sets of international indicator Global Competitiveness 4.0 and Sustainable Development, along with starting a business and protecting investors.
In order to fully implement the requirements, the Department of Planning and Investment will preside over the research and implementation of appropriate solutions in order to increase the number of newly registered enterprises and reduce the rate of dissolved enterprises, and to propose amendments to regulations to prevent conflicts of interest and improve shareholder governance. The department will also continue to review a list of conditional investment businesses and monitor proposals for the addition of investment licenses and conditional business as well as new business conditions. It will also focus on reviewing and recommending the removal of barriers to investment and business activities that are overlapping, contradictory, unreasonable, or different from legal regulations. In addition, it will advise the Provincial People's Committee on supporting people and businesses to restore production and business and overcome the negative impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, and continue to support enterprises applying online public services at level 3 and 4 in administrative procedures. At the same time, it will guide departments, agencies, and district-level people's committees on improving development indicators in 2022 and subsequent years.
The Youth Union of Binh Phuoc Province has held a ceremony to launch the 2022 Youth Month campaign at the Kingdom Monuments in the Bình Long town.
Provincial Youth Union Secretary Trần Quốc Duy affirmed that activities to be carried out within the Youth Month campaign express the volunteering role of Youth Union members towards society. The Youth Union Binh Phuoc Province urged organizations and individuals to implement valuable works, including donations of 58 scholarships, 1,000 online courses, 3 career orientation seminars, 1,000 career counseling packages, and 45 one-day of experience at the Vietnam CEO Business School. The total cost of donations made at the opening ceremony is more than 2 billion dong.
Let's take a look at the remarkable events and news of the country. Infrastructure development, including transport infrastructures, is a strategic breakthrough of the party, and the state branch minister Phạm Minh Chính said at a meeting between the governments and locality on the March 1st.
The virtual meeting looked into pre-feasibility reports of 5 major transport projects, including Belt Road 4 in Hanoi, Belt Road 3 in Ho Chi Minh City, and Biên Hòa Vũng Tàu Expressway, among others. Addressing the meeting, Prime Minister Chính highlighted the importance of the 5 projects, which are designed to connect big economic hubs and key routes in regions, cities, and provinces. Relevant sites must draw lessons in the construction of the previous expressways to implement the new projects, he stressed. The routes should run in the straightest and shortest direction possible to reduce site clearance costs and create new development space, Chính said, adding that the first tasks are to speed up the technical work, prepare investments, and minimize procedures. The Prime Minister agreed that half of the investment capital is sourced from the central budget, and the remainder comes from localities.
The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam has asked domestic airlines to repair resources and sets out plans to repatriate Vietnamese citizens in the Ukraine.
The carriers should report the plans to the authority before March 2nd, the NC said, adding it will inform the airlines about the conduct of the repatriation flights following instructions of the government and the Ministry of Transport. Bamboo Airways said it has sketched out plans to bring Vietnamese citizens back from Ukraine right after it was assigned by the government and ministries and agencies, especially the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Transport, and the Civil Aviation Authority, following the eruptions of the armed conflict in Ukraine. On February 26, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính also signed a dispatch on the protection of Vietnamese citizens and legal entities in Ukraine.
The agricultural sector will have to reform its relations mindset so as to turn Vietnam into one of the countries with the leading agriculture in the world.
Deputy Prime Minister Lê Văn Thành recently approved the Strategy for Sustainable Development of Agriculture and Rural Areas for 2021-2030, with a vision to 2050, which continues to affirm that agriculture is the sustainable foundation of the country. Among the detailed targets for 2030, agriculture, forestry, fisheries are expected to achieve GDP growth of 2.5 to 3%. The strategy looks to turn Vietnam into one of the countries with leading agriculture in the world by 2050, by which time its agricultural processing will have become modern, efficient, and environmentally friendly. To that end, the agricultural sector will have to reform its production mindset, which is shifting from that of agricultural production to that of agricultural economy that focuses on value and efficiency improvement and intersectoral development.
The Central Committee of the Ho Chi Minh Community Youth Union launched the Youth Month 2022 themed the Creative Youth during a ceremony in Hanoi on March 1st on the occasion of the 91st founding anniversary of the union.
The program aims to strongly promote the creative spirit of young people, contributing to creating works, products, and ideas, serving socio-economic development and national defense. Activities during the month will focus on popularizing and educating the glorious traditions of Vietnamese youth and the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, promoting creativity and voluntary spirit of the youth for community, supporting young people in starting a business and integrating into the world, taking care of children and teenagers, and building strong youth organizations. A dialogue between the first secretary of the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union Central Committee and youth union members and young people, a program to award 10 Vietnam Outstanding Young Faces in 2021 and present the Lý Tự Trọng Award 2022 will be held within the framework of the month.
A festival will take place in Ho Chi Minh City this month to promote cultural values and the beauty of the áo dài, Vietnamese traditional dress.
First held in 2014, the Áo Dài Festival is organized annually in March to preserve traditional cultural values and the beauty and grace of the Áo Dài, a symbol of feminine beauty in Vietnam It is also expected to help attract more tourists to the city. An array of activities is scheduled during the festival, expected to bring new experience to visitors who want to find out the quintessence of the Vietnamese traditional long dress. This year's event is organized in response to the 112th anniversary of the International Women's Day, March the 8th, and the 13th National Women's Congress 2022-2027 tenure.
The General Statistics Office reported that the majority of international holiday makers arrived in Vietnam by air, accounting for more than 87% of the total foreign arrivals. In February alone, the number of foreign visitors to Vietnam increased by over 49% month-on-month and more than 196% compared to the same period last year. The positive results were attributed to Vietnam's pilot roadmap for reopening its door to foreign tourists and the resumption of international air routes. The tourism industry is implementing the second phase of a pilot program on welcoming international visitors, while making necessary preparations to fully open tourism activities from March 15. This year, the sector is expected to serve 65 million holiday makers, including 5 million foreigners.
That's all for the news today. Thanks for your watching BPTV News. Goodbye and see you next time.